by Cielo Sánchez, Jorge Torrero, Fredy Gomez, and they will be introduced one after the other because of the way they will be speaking. As I said before, their topic is Connectivism, an innovative approach to education. They will be presented by Marlenis Ibarra, Carlos Castillo, and Daniel Pinto, in that order. Marlenis?
Yes. Cielo Elena Sánchez Quintero is passionate about languages, who has a bachelor's degree in tourism from Rafael Quintero Villarreal High School. Cielo is a senior student of the English degree at Universidad de Panamá. Throughout her life, she has attended seminars and programs. She's tutoring with LS students. In addition, she's an active member of Penonomés Leo Club, where she can take part in various national events that helps the community and promote consciousness about different global causes, including diabetes, childhood cancer, the environment, and others. To further her professional and personal development, she aspires to be an English teacher. Cielo considers herself a dreamer, leader, empathetic, and persistent person. Welcome, Cielo.
Thank you so much for the presentation.
Let's continue with the next one, please.
Jorge Torrero is a 22-year-old youngster from Penonomé. He's a senior student of the English career at Universidad de Panamá. He has been studying English for 5 years, including professional college education and independent courses. He is currently working in the touristic field where he has practiced mainly his speaking skills with English native speakers. He has experience on teaching English to pre-kinder students at the Red Cross Penonomé branch, as well as tutoring freshman English students at Universidad de Panamá Coclé campus. Let's welcome him.
Fredy Eduardo Gómez Gómez is a senior English student at Universidad de Panamá, as well as in the Industrial Engineering program at Tianjin University in China. Awarded in 2016 with the Global Ugrach Scholarship by the U.S. Embassy, performed his internship at DC Tutoring and Mentoring Initiative at a non-profit organization located in Washington, D.C. in 2018. In 2019, was awarded with the Chinese government scholarship to study in China. Fredy has been an English to Spanish interpreter for the Lions Club, Midway College, and Rotary International Club. He has developed English reinforcement projects as well as leadership programs at college and his community. Fredy speaks Spanish, English, Chinese, Portuguese, American Sign Language, and is currently studying German. With us, Fredy.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to an interesting topic, which is connectivism. So let's go ahead and get it started. So connectivism, we title our presentation An Innovative Approach to Education. This is our content table, and this is all the information that we will actually be talking about. Introduction, connectivism and culture, and connectivism and the previous theories, education objective MOOC, which you might wonder, what is MOOC? Connectivism in Panama, the COVID pandemic situation, and how connectivism was influencing the interview, and of course, a conclusion. So let's go ahead and get it started. But before that, I'm going to read you this quote. That says, we need to move beyond the idea that an education is something provided for us, and toward the idea that an education is something that we create for ourselves. Stephen Downes. Stephen Downes, which is actually one of the authors on the connectivism theory. But let's go ahead and get yourself introduced on what is it that we're going to talk about. So in the new era, in the new educational area, we have a new friend who actually as well become not only a student, but as well as a teacher, and that is technology. 20 years ago or so, we had theories on the constructivism, on the behaviorism, and the cognitivism. But then because of the fact that the new educational methodology was changing, and as well, the demand was a different one. So then the connectivism theory went to a realization, which is nothing else that what? Let's go ahead and see what is connectivism. Connectivism. So connectivism, it is related to the new technological era. It tries to fit how technology actually is built around being able to not only receive information, but at the same time to transmit it. It also provides learners the opportunity to provide their personal thoughts, their individual insights and comments, opinions, and etc. So let's go ahead and see some of the authors that actually were into the connectivism theory. So there are two main authors. One of them is George Simmons, which is he is a theorist and a teaching in digital society, and was the one who participated in the creation of the connectivist theory. Also, we have Stephen Downes, which is a Canadian philosopher and commentator in the fields of online learning and new media. In 2008, the both of them, Downes and George Sims, they designed and delivered an open online course that was reported as a milestone in the small but growing momentum toward the open learning. Now, at that time, it was widely regarded as the first massive open online connectivism course, or as you saw before, MOOC, massive opening online course. So among the principles that we have many principles to try to define how connectivism works. Please keep in mind that connectivism, if you thought at the beginning that connectivism was connecting your computer to the power socket, well, it's more than that. Connectivism is actually how you get this information from this source and how you are able to, by using technological means, to being able to pass it to something else, somebody else, a different source. That's how connectivism works. So among the principles we have, one, learning is a process of connecting. People learn by not only with the information that the professor, the teacher, the tutor has given to them, but as well as, okay, there is more responsibility to me on looking for more information that can actually help my personal growth, my educational side. So this sort of connection is going to actually build up the knowledge that I already have. So that is why it's very important knowing what is connectivism. The other really important principle is that the information that we know today might change or even might be wrong in the future. Why? Because information and all what it takes into the new technology is a changing agent. It's always going to be in constant change. Now, you might think about, but then how is it related? Like, how is it different people have different opinions and different insights? Where there is something that it is always around us, and that is culture, right? Culture. So how culture influences, how culture and behaviorism are influenced both together. Well, there are actually two cases that I pull out. First, culture influences how people learn, right? In some cultures, people learn by themselves, and they say that it is an individual endeavor, meaning that I can do this by myself and I don't need help. However, in some of the cultures, learning is a collaborative process, meaning that a group of networks or people or individuals connected together, we can actually learn. Now, the second point on how connectivism and culture are influenced both together is that influences the type of connections that the learner makes. For example, in some cultures, people learn in between them and they learn only about their own culture, while others, they like to learn about different culture, different insights, different opinions from different people. So yes, so when connectivism and culture are considered both together, it becomes a clear and a complex, multifaceted process. It influences what? It influences the variety of factors that are included in the individual learning background, the learning environment, and the culture in which the learning take place. So it's really important to have a very good understanding of how connectivism and culture are together, how people learn, how they develop, how they perform in the environment that they are in, how they actually use these technology advantages that we have. We saw before on the previous presentation how mobile, it has a huge influence on how people learn, how we use technological devices to what? To a better, to how get this information and how to being able to just use this information to build up our knowledge. So that is very important, and how understanding not only the culture, but how we actually learn and how we use these methods towards our betterment. That is really important to know. Okay.
Well, now let's talk about the connectivism and the previous theory. Behaviorism, cognitivism, and constructivism are the three main learning theories. These theories try to develop the learning programs and study the psychology involved in the individual's ability to learn. These theories involve its own virtues, allowing educators to employ them in various degrees. First, we have behaviorism, that is also called task-based learning. Behaviorism believes that people born as a blank slate, in Spanish is called tabula rasa, using rewardness and punishment as a basis of conditioning. People slowly learn an appropriate behavior. Developed as a response to behaviorism, cognitivism state that learning by individual happens when the student processes the information and they stimulate what they receive, rather than just simply responding to conditioning. The student think and analyze the responses. Then we have constructivism. Constructivism relies on the idea that individuals create an understanding and interpretation of the lessons based on their prior experiences and knowledge. The students bring their unique experience and perspective to the classroom. And the last one, that is connectivism. Connectivism is a new learning theory that suggests that students should combine thoughts, theory, and general information in a useful manner. You can see me?
Yes.
No,
Okay.
I can't. I cannot see you.
Oh my God, I don't know. Then let me
I
see.
do. Now you're.
I can see you while you were speaking. Though.
I can see you, Cielo.
Now?
I can see you. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, no,
thank you. Well, connectivism is a new learning theory that suggests that students should combine thoughts, theory, and general information in a useful manner. It accepts that technology is a major part of the learning process, and with our constant connectedness, give us opportunities to make choices about our learning. So now we have the educational objective. First, we have the role of the teachers and the students. The author of this theory claims that the role of the teacher is to help students identify reliable, the most crucial information, and be able to discern the difference between relevant and irrelevant information. On the other hand, the role of the students is centered on developing the ability to make choices in a variety of information and communication sources. Therefore, the student is the key of the connectivism. Second one, we have personalized learning and personal learning. Although these terms are frequently used together, they have different meanings. By defining objective, choosing resources, and trying to figure it out the teaching methods that work best for them, the personal learning gives people the power to take control of their education. So it helps the students to develop a feeling of autonomy and self-direction so they can follow their their interests. And on the contrary, personalized learning involves adapting resources to each student in their learning styles. And the third one is collaborative learning and cooperative learning. Collaborative learning and cooperative learning are both effective teaching methods. However, they differ in their structure and their emphasis. In collaborative learning, the students work together to achieve a common goal. They share ideas and resources. The focus is on the mutual success, leading to a deeper understanding of the subject matter. Cooperative learning, on the other hand, the student has a specific role or task to contribute to the group success. The teacher designs the task and then give the roles to the students to ensure each student's contribution to the group. Now we have MOOC. What is MOOC? MOOC is a massive open online course. It is a web-based distance learning program intended for a huge number of students. A MOOC could be less organized or modeled after a course at university or institution. Even while these courses are do not always respond in academic credit, they could lead you to certification, improve your career success, and encourage the future education. Now the question is there a MOOC in Panama? And the answer is yes. Many private universities have a lot of free online courses. The only thing you have to do is to search on the internet MOOC in Panama, and then you will get different options, such as Universidad del Istmo, where you can find a lot of free online courses. In general, MOOC is an important tool for the learning process. It could help people who are looking to learn a specific topic get that connectivity is here to stay, and that connectivism is a new paradigm of this era. Now my partner, George, with the connectivism in Panama.
Good morning, everyone in the audience. I hope you can hear me well. Well, connectivism in Panama. We know that in Panama, in our educational facilities and system, learning is no more an internal and individual work, but connectivism offers a wide approach and embraces the changes of the society. The implementation of new technologies on the educational system is changing the way of people to work and operate. And these technological tools are also developing and creating new ways of thinking. Look, when the pandemic arrived, it changed a lot the educational system, you know, and it was applied new learning methods that can be of approach for all the education. And one of these new innovative learning methods was B-learning. B-learning or blended learning is a teaching method in which is combined the face-to-face classes with the online elements or the virtuality in order to get the best part of each one of them and obtain the best educational approaches for all the people in education. We set 3 recommendations in which B-learning can be applied in Meduca. And the first one is to make an analysis of the educational needs and weaknesses, as well as the students' characteristics. We know that all students learn in different ways. And in this way, by knowing this analysis, it can be applied the best technologies for each case. The second recommendation is exactly applying the best technology for each case. You know that there are many devices, systems, and apps that can be applied on education. However, not everyone works effectively under certain characteristics. For instance, a student that learn better by listening will not be learning as effective with something that is viewed. And the third recommendation is to apply meaningful contents. The teacher should be aware of what are the best contents for students to learn in order to reach the competences and objectives they have in the subject or individually. But where did connectivism came from? And one of the reasons of the showing up of connectivism was pandemic. You know that pandemic was a big change on the education. Before the pandemic, education was based just in face-to-face classes, and it was used just a few virtual elements or technological elements such as computers and projectors. However, when pandemic appeared, there was a big change because education had to shift quickly to the virtuality, and it was or it showed up or was most used the technologies we are using nowadays, like virtual classrooms or video conferencing apps like Zoom and collaborative platforms. But pandemic also brought some challenges for students, such as some of them didn't have the same accessibility to internet like others. People in towns were more difficult to get connected than people on cities. And after the pandemic, then it was applied the method we are like using right now, that is combining face-to-face classes to virtual elements like blended learning I mentioned before. And it was like more integrated the technology on the classes. But besides education, pandemic also affected the work field. And that's why we had the opportunity to interview Ms. Bindi Ceballos, who is working virtually from home, and she was asked some questions about this new remote work style, it challenges her mental and emotional health in this new style of working, its relationship with the pandemic, as well as the transition from a traditional work to a virtual one. And in the interview, she highlighted the emotional impact of global events because of the pandemic and the crucial role of company culture in providing a positive environment for remote working, as well as the professional personal growth she had in this new style of working. The interviewee's positive transition from a traditional work to a virtual one is an evidence that this style of working has also benefits. However, it must be like improved by giving more training or for people adapting more to it. And overall, the interview captures the multi-phased nature of remote work by offering valuable insights to both the challenges and the rewards of remote working.
Thanks to connectivism, now we are able to understand how the digital era and the technology has not only modified education, but as well how people learn. In Panama, virtual classes, technology, sorry, was actually implemented many long ago. However, because of the pandemic, sort of pushed us, not only schools, but also colleges to implement new technology methods on how to teach and how to get that information, go to different places. So on behalf of our team, thank you so much for listening, and we hope that you have understood what is the concept behind connectivism. Now, my partner, Cielo, she's going to explain an activity that we have for you. Before that, learning gives creativity, creativity leads to thinking, thinking provides knowledge, knowledge makes you great. Cielo.
So, well, we have prepared a small game on Kahoot. Kahoot allows us to create learning games or choose from the ones who are already created to start working on a topic, review and reinforce the content. So taking into account the connectivity, we thought it was a good idea to put into practice this platform. So we prepared a Kahoot with some questions of the connectivism. Now my partner George with the activity.
Hello again, everyone. If you look in the chat, I shared a link. If it's able for you to get in the link, please come so some of you can play with me. You can see the screen, right?
Yes.
Well, the methodology is I will share the questions here in my screen, and you will have to select the correct color in your devices. So let's start with the ones that are here. The first question is, what alternative would you use to refer to connectivism? Task-based learning, problem solving, or new paradigm? Some answers. All right, let's see a table. Charlize, go ahead. The second question is, how can connectivism be applied to educational practices? Teachers do not implement the new educational approaches. Teachers are not qualified enough to implement the new technologies or creating learning environments that are collaborative and encourage reflection. All right, looks like more of you answered right. So let's follow the following question. What's the focus of the connectivism as compared to other learning theories? Well, network learning and connecting between different ideas and concepts, observable behavior and reinforcement, and mental processes involved in learning. All right, let's see the table. Oh, some of you are going down, some of you are going up. Which of the following activities is most appropriate for promoting connectivism-based learning? A master class in which a teacher explains the topic in a linear way, a project in which students work together to solve a problem, or a multiple choice test in which students must memorize information. All right, looks like all of you got the right answer in this one. Following question is, which of the following technology tools is better for supporting connectivism-based learning? A book, an online learning platform, or a whiteboard? Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This one was really easy. Next question. Connectivism is a learning theory that emphasizes the importance of connection and networks, individual learning, memorization, or traditional teaching methods. Three, two, one. Nice, connections and networks. The next question, culture can be defined as, for the ones that pay attention to my partner Fredy talking about culture, collection of individual preferences, set of shared beliefs, values, and customs, universal set of human behaviors, or random assortments of customs and traditions. Oh, most of you got the right answer. Next question, connectivism and culture are interrelated in that connectivism can promote cultural understanding and diversity. Culture can shape how people learn and connect with others. And both connectivism and culture are static and unchanging, or connectivism is only relevant in Western cultures. Culture can shape how people learn and connect with others. The next question, which of the following is an example of how connectivism can be used to promote cultural understanding? Creating online learning communities that are culturally diverse, using culturally relevant sources in teaching, encourage learners to share cultural knowledge with others, or all the answers. Yeah, all of them are right answers. Charlie keeps on the top. Next question, what is a challenge that education may face when incorporating connectivism and culture into their teaching? Finding culturally appropriate technology tools, ensuring that all learners have access to technology, addressing cultural bases and stereotypes, or all the answers. And here, all the answers were correct. Let's see how goes the table. Ooh, some of you got going down. B-learning is based on an easy one. Just face-to-face classes in a traditional classroom, face-to-face education with virtuality combined, or full virtual education. And time's over. Yeah, face-to-face education with virtuality combined. Oh my God, someone goes to the top now. Education in regards to virtuality after COVID-19 pandemic is mainly online, classic face-to-face classes, or face-to-face classes using and applying digital online elements. After the pandemic, how is education? Yeah, no, there's a combination of face-to-face classes with virtual elements. Alexandra keeps on the top. A recommendation to apply B-learning in Meduca is send the same video of explanation to every student, select the best technologies according to education and students' needs, or letting the students use the cell phone in class every time they want. And the answer was to select the best technology according to the needs. Yeah. We're almost finishing. To select the best technologies for students, it should be but the latest release devices, ask the students what device they want, or analyze education needs and students' characteristics. And chance over here. Yeah, analyze education needs and students' characteristics. Sure, let's go back to the top. And the last question is, a challenge in education regarding the virtuality during COVID-19 pandemic was problems with internet connection, students didn't feel motivated, or students didn't have cell phones. Honestly, want to finish? 3, 2, 1. Time's over. And problems with internet connection. Let's see the podium and this activity. Jonathan on the third place, Charlize on second, and the first one is for Alexandra. Congratulations, every one of you did an amazing job. Thanks for your attention and participation.
Thank you for your presentation, guys. Excellent job for all of the groups. Our next group